Welcome to day 20 of our January challenge 2022. Today is a day to work on flow, to work on going from each 4-bar section into the next. We've already had one of these days a few days ago where we worked on making sure that our first day went well into day 2. So now we want to make sure that we can go from that section into our new bit, and also that our new 2 days flow nicely into each other. So actually what I'd like to do is I'm going to start by playing from bar 9. Hopefully you've got the music in front of you. Start from bar 9, which is our pattern where we're into this 1 and 2 and 3 and feel. And make sure that we can just flow from that right the way through the next 8 bars. Make sure that that's comfortable first, and then we're going to go back and look at moving into that, okay? There's not a massive transition here, so it's just keeping it going. So let's try there. Bar 9, I'll give you our count in. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Up to G, back down to D. And staying on D. So it's about being comfortable with that last bar, bar 12, straight back onto these notes. No big moves there, so being comfortable with that transition there. Okay, so then what we want to work on is this. Okay, we've got the slow feel of our 6/8 bars, where the quaver's equivalent of 102, the dotted crotchet's 34, where we've got this nice yum ba da dum bum, really nice and steady, and then that feeling of the speed doubling. It's a funny one because as I say that, it doesn't actually feel like the speed's doubling, it just feels like we're in a faster flowing part. But that's a nice way of writing it, rather than suddenly throwing semi-quavers at you and it feeling like a really dark page. It actually is just a really nice to sort of say, well actually no, it's just this was our last bar of that. Just go yum ba dee da dum. So having that transition. Okay, so why don't we do what I've just done there actually? So we're going to play just the left hand. We're looking at bar 8. So this is the end of line 2. And we're going to look at bar 8. Okay, so it's D, D, and that thumb leap to the A. And then it comes back to D, A, D. And then we're into the new bit part, which is also D-A-D, but an octave up. And just to get that feel, just in the left hand, so that we have our nice and steady quavers or 8th notes at the end of bar 8, going into the double speed feel, more rippling, more flowing in bar 9. Okay, so I'm going to give you a really slow count in, and you're going to join me at the bar 8, end of bar line 2. Dum, dum, dum. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 5, and now it's boom, boom, boom. 1 and 2. Okay, so let's just try that and see if we can get that flowing. I'll just count 4, 5, 6 this time. Ready? 4, 5, 6. Okay, well done. One more try of that without me talking at all, apart from counting in. 4, 5, 6. Well done. Okay, I'm going to do that now again, and we're just going to, having done that last dum, 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 we're also just going to add those following 3 notes in the right hand. So we're mostly just playing the left hand again, but we're just going to complete bar 9. So you might just leave that sat on there. Ready? Left hand still playing from bar 8 on its own, but we're just going to finish the pattern in bar 9. So this is the count in. 4, 5, 6. that transition. Excellent, and you might do that a few more times. Then what we need to do is bring the right hand in bar 9 as well, okay? Which is, okay, F thumb thumb E C D. Okay, so ready? So you've got finger 2 on the F. If you want to lead in from the G before, you can. You would just come in on my counting of 6, or just land straight on bar 8. Okay, keep it steady. If you want to just do right hand, you can, but actually this is all about the pulling it together. So if you can, please do 2 hands together. So here's our count in. And 4, 5, 6. Moving down, ready, and. Okay, so part of that to help, you've probably played this really well. Beautiful, finishing on the D. And while the left hand carries on, you get ready on the E, F, A that's coming up. So make that a move that happens there. Da 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 dum bum bum, and while the left hand's playing, we're ready. So that by the time the left hand's starting bar 9, your right hand is already on it and ready. Okay, so we'll try that again. This is bar 8 again. 4, 5, 6. Moving down, and that's it. And if that right hand has done that move down, then when the left hand has to jump up the octave, and remember that's all it's doing is jumping up an octave, but when it has to do that, you're not trying to think about something else at the same time. And in a way it also helps, because your right hand and your left hand kind of connect, don't they, in that midpoint? So that can be really helpful. Definitely work really well on that join. And then you can go back a bit. You might go back to the beginning of day 2, the beginning of line 2, and play through. And then when you're happy with that, go back to the beginning and actually pull it all together, which is what we'll do for you now, just so that we've done that together. And if you maybe notice what time this is in the video, you can come back to this point if you want to play along with the whole thing more than once, which would be good. So we'll go from the beginning, just really nice and steady. This is our slower version. I'll do a fast one in a moment. Okay, just really nice and steady. Try and give yourself thinking time. 1 and 2 and excellent work. So you may well want to do that a few more times. I'm going to do it now more up to the speed of this quaver equaling 102, or a crotchet equaling, dotted crotchet, sorry, 34. So I'm just going to find that feel. Dum ba da dum bum ba da dum ba da dee da dum. So when we get to bar 9, yum bum bum ba dee da, yum bum bum ba dee da. Okay, this is only for those that are feeling really, really confident with this, so don't worry. If that's not you, just sit back and enjoy, or you could have a go at one hand or the other, but to be honest, I'd rather you didn't probably. If this feels too fast, just enjoy listening. Okay, yum ba da dee da, 1, yeah, 1 and 2 and Well done. Excellent work. So really focus on those joins. Take the time to get that transition from the end of day 2 or the end of line 2 into line 3 and that time change without it being a panic or a worry, because it really is just a feeling of double time. So it's actually a very natural transition. So get it right, but don't stress about it. Okay, enjoy, and I will see you tomorrow when we're going to learn the next section, start of our melody now. Well done.